Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to learn 10 fabulous phrases from The Crown. The Crown is a historical drama about the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Each season traces the lives of the royal family for a decade or so. Season 4 starts in 1979 and documents the rise of Britain's first female Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, and the relationship between Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer. Today, I've picked out 10 fabulous phrases that you can use in your English. So if you're ready, toot toot, let's go.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young girl who fell madly in love with a handsome prince. Unfortunately, the prince was already in love with someone else, who was herself in love with someone else, and they all lived unhappily ever after. That's it. In a nutshell, do you need more? In
this clip, Princess Anne is summarising the relationship between Prince Charles, Lady Diana Spencer, and Camilla Parker Bowles. And it's quite a complicated one, and she uses the term "in a nutshell." We use the phrase "in a nutshell" to say the main points or the most important points, but in the simplest way possible. So, clearly this is a very complicated relationship between the three of them, and she has tried to explain it in the simplest way possible, in a nutshell. Another example, somebody asks you, what is YouTube? You would say, well, in a nutshell, YouTube is a social media platform where people share videos. That is the most important points in the simplest way of saying it. In a nutshell. It's a wonderful phrase that I suggest you go and use.
That's it. In a nutshell, do you need more?
It's a yes or no answer. Do you love him?
Yes. In a manner of speaking.
Such a fool.
In our second clip, Prince Charles asks Camilla Parker Bowles if she is in love with another man. And she says, in a manner of speaking. Now, in a manner of speaking is a phrase that we use to say that something is generally true or correct, but not perhaps 100%. So I would suggest that she perhaps does love this other man, but not completely. Perhaps part of her heart remains with Prince Charles. If I put it into another example, perhaps someone asks you, is your father retired? You might say, well, in a manner of speaking, sometimes he does do the odd bit of consultancy. So generally speaking, yes, he is retired, but not 100%. In a manner of speaking, a wonderful way to answer a question.
Yes. In a manner of speaking.
Just to take a quick word to say that I have written a book called A Really British Guide to English, and it contains hundreds of wonderful British English phrases, and also we look at British accents as well. If you would like to learn more about British English, then might I suggest that you purchase one for yourself or for a good friend. The link is in the description below. Happy reading.
She's a triumph. In the history of Balmoral, no one has ever passed a test with such flying colours.
Here, Charles is telling Camilla Parker Bowles about Lady Diana Spencer going to Balmoral, the castle of the Queen, and meeting all the family and actually doing very, very well. And he says she passed with flying colours, This means to do something very successfully. So Lady Diana Spencer did a very good job of impressing the royal family when she met them for the first time. Now, this phrase, to pass with flying colours, it's a fabulous phrase, and it has a very interesting etymology. If you're interested, I'd like to tell you about it, yes. So, in the past, when ships were returning back to their harbour after a battle, to indicate if they had won or lost, well, if they had won, they would raise their flags and fly them as they came back into harbour, but if they were defeated, they would not fly their flag. So, to pass with flying colours, well, flying colours is to show that you were successful. So as the ship comes in, you can see the flags, they were successful in battle. And so we've taken that phrase on now into modern times. Now, that collocation there, to pass with flying colours, very much the most common collocation, I would say. So an example, I passed my driving test with flying colours. Yeah, I did. Third time, yes. You know, but I still passed.
In the history of Balmoral, no one has ever passed a test with such flying colours.
Well.
Rave reviews.
Continuing on this same topic, Prince Charles also describes her introduction to the royal family. She got rave reviews. Rave reviews. This is praise, or enthusiastic praise, usually about a book or a film or a music album, an LP, whatever. But in this case, rave reviews probably came from his family about Lady Diana Spencer. So the Queen probably said that she was wonderful, and you know, Prince Philip, all those people, they probably said that that Lady Diana Spencer was wonderful, that she behaved very well. So they gave her rave reviews. Let's put that into another context. Gillian Anderson, who plays Margaret Thatcher in this season, got rave reviews from the press because her performance was fantastic. So yes, rave reviews, very enthusiastic praise, I would say, yes.
Well.
Rave reviews.
So kind of you to write.
Oh, not at all. It's the very least I could do.
Number 5, it's the least I could do. The least I could do. This is a very gracious way to accept or acknowledge someone's thanks. So you've done something for them, you know. In this case, Camilla Parker Bowles reached out to Lady Diana Spencer and wanted to be her friend. And so Lady Diana is saying thank you, and Camilla Parker Bowles is saying, well, it's the least I could do. It's her way of sort of acknowledging the thanks. Let's put it into another context. My sister said thank you to me for babysitting her children, and I said it's the least I could do. The least I could do. It's a very nice way to say you're welcome.
So kind of you to write.
Oh, not at all. It's the very least I could do.
Anna's pregnant again,
Congratulations.
which one might imagine would lift the spirits. Instead, an even deeper gloom seems to have descended on both of us.
Number 6, to lift one's spirits. To lift one's spirits. And this is to raise someone's mood, to improve somebody's mood. So in this example, Prince Charles is talking about Lady Diana Spencer becoming pregnant with their son. And he's speculating that that should improve their mood, you know, make them happier. So lift their spirits. But actually, in fact, it did not. So let's put that into another example. That walk in the fresh air really did lift my spirits. So that walk made me feel happy. It improved my mood. So to lift one's spirits, it's a very positive thing. To feel happier because of something. It could be a walk. It could be a film lifts your spirits. It could be a conversation with somebody.
Which one might imagine would lift the spirits.
All anyone wants is for the pair of you to pull yourselves together.
Our next phrase, pull yourself together. Pull yourself together. This is said by the Queen to Prince Charles. And it's used to tell someone to control their emotions so that they don't become angry or annoyed, something like that. So to control yourself, pull yourself together. Now she uses it here on Prince Charles because he's complaining about how unfair his life is, and she's saying, well, pull yourself together, man, you know, control your emotions. Stop being so silly. Let me put that into another context. Tom, stop crying and pull yourself together. Losing one game of FIFA to your nephew is not the end of the world, for example.
All anyone wants is for the pair of you to pull yourselves together. Stop making spectacles of yourselves.
Continuing on in the same conversation, the Queen says, stop making spectacles of yourselves. If you are making a spectacle of yourself, you are bringing attention to yourself through embarrassing behavior. So she is saying to Prince Charles here, well, stop behaving in an embarrassing way, you know. Start acting normally. Stop acting like a responsible adult. I was in a bar once, and my friend was really acting like quite an idiot. He got up on to the table and was dancing. And I said, Cuthbert, get down from there and stop making a spectacle of yourself. He didn't listen to me. He was rather plastered.
Stop making spectacles of yourselves.
Oh, I said, that's not very nice. Your poor, brand spanking new, gorgeous young fiancé all alone in the house.
Number 9, brand spanking new. This means very new. Maybe you figured that out for yourself. This is Camilla Parker Bowles saying it to Lady Diana Spencer about her. So Lady Diana Spencer is the new partner of Prince Charles. So she's the brand spanking new partner. It's a slightly strange and informal phrase for someone of this class to be saying, but why not? I commonly think about brand spanking new cars. I want to buy a brand spanking new Tesla. But one doesn't have £80,000, so one can't at the moment. But yes, brand spanking new something, so new technology. I got a brand spanking new iPhone. It's that kind of thing. You don't need to say spanking, you say brand new, but bit more emphasis, I guess, Your
poor, brand spanking new, gorgeous young fiancé.
Your capacity for self-delusion never ceases to amaze me.
Our final phrase, it never ceases to amaze me. It never ceases to amaze me. We use this to show that something continues to amaze or impress us, even though we are aware of it before. Now, usually it's used in a positive way. So, for example, the sunset over London never ceases to amaze me. Like, every time I see it, I'm reminded of how wonderful it is. However, in this example, Prince Charles is saying it rather a negative way. He's talking to Lady Diana Spencer about her ability to delude herself. And he says that it never ceases to amaze him how she's able to do that. Now, I don't think he's impressed by it. No. He is using it in a negative way here, that he's seen her delude herself before, and she's doing it again, and he's saying, well, it continues to amaze me how you can do this. So yeah, not a positive use. Let's turn it back into a positive sense. It never ceases to amaze me how wonderful the NHS staff are here in our hospitals. The nurses, the doctors. It never ceases to amaze me how hard they work, how kind and wonderful they are. So that's my example anyway.
Your capacity for self-delusion never ceases to amaze me.
Right, I've done all 10, right? Don't need to do it. I just say goodbye now, don't I? Yeah? Is that right? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope that you've enjoyed our little journey into the world of royalty with a few wonderful phrases. These phrases can be used by anyone, not just by royalty. You can use them in your English. You're not royalty, I know. Apart from you, Willie. Willie, watching it, I know, I can see. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please go out and use these phrases. If you'd like to use them in the comments below, put them into an example sentence, and I will come down and I will have a look. I'll comment. If I need to correct something, I will. If I don't, I'll just give you lots of praise. If you've enjoyed this video, may I suggest 2 other videos? You could learn the accent of the Queen and also the accents of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They're just here for you. Thank you very much for joining me. This is Tom, the Chief Dreamer, saying goodbye.